Several counties in Washington are being moved back to Phase 2.
And a tragic incident in Minnesota has led to more civil unrest in the area. Murrow News 8 starts now.
Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Alan Lester.
And I'm Zygmunt Soroka. Welcome to Murrow News 8. Pierce and Cowlitz, and more importantly, us in Whitman County, are on our way back to Phase 2. The announcement coming this afternoon from Governor Inslee's office. Under Phase 2, restaurants, gyms, churches, and retail stores will only be allowed to operate at 25% capacity, down from our current 50% capacity. The phase rollback mandate won't go into effect until April 16th. For us in Whitman County, moving back to Phase 3 again will have to wait until the next evaluation period 3 weeks from now on May 3rd. If one or more of the indicators used to determine phase status is not met when Whitman County is reevaluated, we could stay stuck here in Phase 2.
The big news on the Palouse today, our WSU volleyballers are on their way to the Midwest to compete in the NCAA tournament. Our Murrow News 8 reporter Christian Garza is live with more information.
Thanks, Alan. Yes, I am here in downtown Pullman on the corner of Main Street and Paradise Street, where earlier today the WSU volleyball team was escorted by WSU and the Pullman Police Department through town as they depart for Omaha, Nebraska to their 5th consecutive NCAA tournament. The team earned a number 15 overall seed to earn a first-round bye into the second round of the tournament, as the total number of teams was reduced to 48. The Cougs will face either Western Kentucky or Jackson State on Thursday at the Chi Health Center Arena. Live from downtown Pullman, I'm Christian Garza. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Christian. That's really exciting to hear, and we're rooting for our WSU volleyballers. The 38th annual WSU Fashion Show rocked the virtual world over the weekend. Like everything these days, the fashion show is held virtually. Instead of walking the runway in front of a live audience, students in the apparel, merchandising, design, and textiles program showcased their work on a live-streamed catwalk. The show featured designs from 16 different students. Of course, because of COVID-19, the designers were unable to show their collections in person. In a normal year, the show traditionally takes place at Beasley Coliseum during what was once WSU's Mom's Weekend. Of course, instead of the old Mom's Weekend, which would have just finished, we enjoyed one of the first family weekends. The event's name was changed to be more inclusive to all kinds of family situations, which means Dad's Weekend will be canceled in the fall and join Mom's Weekend as one single event each spring. Most family weekend events were held virtually this year, including the fashion show. The hope is we will return to a normal in-person style event in 2022. 6 people are injured following a 3-car crash on U.S. Highway 195 south of Pullman during Saturday morning snowstorm. The Whitman County Sheriff's Office tells us a northbound vehicle lost control in the snow and hit a southbound sedan. The northbound vehicle then hit a southbound pickup that was hauling a trailer. Of the 6 people who were injured, 1 person had to be extricated from the vehicle. The driver of the vehicle that caused the crash was flown to a hospital in Spokane for treatment of life-threatening injuries. Deputies say slick conditions, speed, and worn tires caused the crash.
A police department in Minnesota where 20-year-old Dante Wright was killed during a traffic stop says the officer meant to use a taser instead of their handgun. The officer is heard on body cam footage calling out her use of a taser before accidentally firing a round from her pistol. Take a listen.
A half-dozen businesses began boarding up their windows in Minneapolis, the same city where many of the riots after the death of George Floyd occurred. Elsewhere, President Biden has urged those living in the area to remain calm this week following a weekend of unrest. This recent police-involved shooting is complicating the already tense situation for the historic George Floyd trial. Today, Minnesota's governor issued a curfew from 7 p.m. tonight to 6 a.m. Tuesday, shortly after the shooting on Sunday. Protesters descended on the small town of Brooklyn Center. Protesters threw objects at the department headquarters. About 20 businesses were broken into at the Shingle Creek Shopping Center. A high school in Tennessee was the site of a scary situation this afternoon. And
Pullman has gone from snow to sunshine. We'll have more on that, on what kind of weather to expect when we return.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work.
Thanks.
You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
In breaking news from across the nation, a confrontation in a Tennessee high school that involved police officers responding to a report of a possible armed man left 1 person dead and an officer wounded. Authorities said no other injuries were reported at the scene, but another male is being detained for further investigation. We'll try to get more information from you here on Murrow News 8.
Some really unfortunate stuff that happened, but can we expect more predictable weather on the Palouse this week, Asia?
Yes, Sigmund, to answer your question, it looks like we can finally get rid of our winter coats and kind of trade those in for some nice spring sweaters. The high today is going to be 54 degrees, and we're going to have a low tonight of 33 degrees, and we're going to have a nice light breeze coming in from the east at 9 miles per hour. It's a couple weeks after that spring solstice, and so we're looking at 7:33 p.m. for our sunset, and I'm super excited to start getting longer days now that we're kind of transitioning into summer. For tomorrow's forecast, however, the wind is going to start picking up. We are seeing between 14 to 24 miles per hour for wind, but it can get up to 36 miles per hour. So if you have long hair and you live on the east side of Washington, I would say to keep it up in a ponytail. As far as all of that going on, oh yeah, it looks like Olympia and Seattle are also getting some nice sunny days. We've got low 60s, high 50s. Yakima as well with the sun. In fact, I think the only area in Washington that might be missing out on some sun rays here is Spokane with a partly cloudy forecast. Spokane and Tri-Cities also has a hazardous weather advisory. There's going to be some dust storms going on for tomorrow. So again, east side of Washington going to be super windy tomorrow. 5-day forecast after our Tuesday winds. It's going to start picking up. So Wednesday we've got 57 degrees. Thursday's going into the 60s, and Friday at 65. So we'll be able to ditch those jackets for good by the time the weekend comes around. I'm Asia Farrington with the weather. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Asia. I think I speak for everyone when I say that we're really excited for that sunny weather. The WSU's men's basketball team got some big news over the weekend.
The Mariners were down late yesterday, but made a late run. Was it enough to win? We'll tell you when we return.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Isaac here with your sports. The Cougs baseball clinched a 3-game series yesterday, beating Utah by a score of 5-3. The Cougs took the early lead in Sunday's game, but Utah threatened to come back in the later innings. This win and Friday's win gave WSU the series. The Cougs have now improved to 16-11 overall and 4-12 in Pac-12 play. WSU's next game will be a 1-game series against Gonzaga, which will be played tomorrow, 3:05 p.m. at Bailey-Brayton Field. And WSU men's basketball got a major transfer over the weekend. Former South Alabama guard Michael Flowers is the top available scorer in the NCAA transfer portal, and he's committed to play at WSU for his final year of eligibility. 6'1" guard ranked 4th in Division I in overall and scoring. Last season, Flowers says WSU is getting, quote, a player with a chip on his shoulder who will do whatever it takes to lead the Cougs to the NCAA tournament. And another Washington team was able to win a series this weekend. Seattle Mariners rallied late to clinch their 3-game series against the Twins yesterday, winning 8-6. The Mariners were down 6 heading into the 6th, but Kyle Seager started off the rally with a solo shot, which was then followed by a 3-run bomb courtesy of Taylor Trammell. Later in the game, the Mariners were able to get a runner on home on a fielder's choice. And in the top of the 9th, Seager completed the rally by hitting a deep 3-run homer. The Mariners' next game will be their first of a 4-game series against the Orioles, which is currently going on at the moment. And there's been some pretty nasty weather pushing throughout the western U.S.
Spokane got a big, unwelcome surprise this morning. We'll tell you what happened when we return.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother. You, your football buddy, your football buddy. You, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work.
Thanks.
You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
According to experts, extreme drought across the western U.S. has become as reliable as a summer afternoon thunderstorm in Florida. In the past 20 years, the 2 worst stretches of drought came in 2003 and 2013, but as we head into the summer season, the stage is set for an escalation of extreme dry conditions with widespread water restrictions expected in yet another dangerous fire season ahead.
A single vehicle rollover crash in Uniontown Sunday evening involving a truck carrying anhydrous ammonia has 1 person recovering at St. Joseph's Regional Medical Center in Lewiston. Fire District 14 Chief Jay Reisenhower said very little of the chemical spilled, and the crash scene about 2 miles outside of Uniontown on East Road was contained.
That formed this morning after a reported water main broke on Spokane's South Hill. The sinkhole is located on Grand Boulevard and has reduced access to vehicles to the southbound lane near 18th Avenue. Detours to side streets are in place, and the City of Spokane has not released an estimated time when repairs will meet completion.
The City of Pullman's annual repaving work starts Tuesday. This year's project will be on Pioneer Hill. The project's planned will see repavement on Spring Street from Main to Crestview Streets, as well as from Carroll Star to Bishop Boulevard. The streets will be closed to traffic during the work, and detours will be in place.
I am so excited about that. I've been waiting years for them to pave the roads in Pullman. You have no idea, dude.
Yeah, I will say there are some bumpy spots in here, and it's nice to see that they're doing that. Thanks for watching. If you stay anything